I'd like to talk about a speech that was recently given. I think it was a brief little talk by the president in which he said that churches should be opened, that governors across the country should allow churches, and not just churches, but all houses of worship, churches, synagogues, mosques, what have you, whatever you call them, whatever religion it is, that those places should be opened for worship. Now, I really liked that Trump said this. I thought it was great that he said it. Was he doing it just for political calculation? Maybe. But I still think the fact that he said it at all is fantastic. And what's disturbing for me is that Trump was saying what I don't believe any American bishop has said. I don't believe, unless I'm wrong, maybe I'm mistaken. If I am, somebody tell me. Please point it out to me. I know there are a couple of good bishops who have stood up for good things. Bishop Strickland of Tyler, Texas, for example. I've heard many good things that he has done. He signed that petition that was going around about how there needs to be freedom for the church, and how there needs to be less tyranny carried out under the guise of protecting us from this supposed deadly virus and so forth. That petition that's out there. But generally speaking, the bishops have not said a damn thing. They have been completely quiet. They have just said, well, we need to close up church because it's not safe. But they haven't questioned the whole idea that church is somehow not an essential activity, which is, again, the way that it's been formulated. Since all of this went into effect, which I don't believe a bit of it was constitutional. I don't believe a bit of it was legal. I've said that before many times, and I hold to what I said before. But the most egregious thing about it is that they presumed to say to people who were going to worship that no, worship is not an essential activity. You need to stay at home. Your church needs to be shut down. You can see it you can watch a virtual service, okay? Just watch it on TV. That'll do the trick, won't it? No, it won't. Actually. But the thing is, in America, and I think in largely across the Western world, the bishops were silent, they were weak-kneed, they were anemic. None of them questioned this. And I say none of them, that's maybe hyperbolic. Maybe there were a couple who questioned it. Nobody, with the exception of Vigano, of course, who's been great about everything over the last couple of years. But he's also the guy who had to go into hiding for exposing the corruption in the church. No. Aside from him, and aside from a couple little mentions here and there, there's been no real pushback against this whole stipulation that going to Mass, receiving the sacraments, receiving the body and blood, getting Holy Communion, going through the sacrament of reconciliation, getting your sins forgiven, everything, all the sacraments, somehow those are inessential. Those are not essential. You can do without those. Now you can go to the liquor, as Trump said, this is great. You could go to the liquor store, you could go to the abortion clinic, but you can't go to church. I mean, what the hell? Bishops, where are you? Now, again, to look on the bright side, the churches are opening, and I'm very, very glad to hear about that. I'm overjoyed, in fact, to hear that here in Georgia, they're finally opening up again next week. There will be masses that will be held again next week. I sort of fear what they're going to be putting into place, what kind of annoying little restrictions they're going to be how will they have little stickers on the floor saying, please stay 6 feet away from one another at all times, or something like that. I mean, I kind of shudder in anticipation of that kind of stuff. But I'm very, very glad that finally masses will be said. But the thing is, what in the world accounts for this period of time, what, two and a half months, in which the bishops, the princes of the church, the very ones who should be standing up and saying, excuse me, principalities and powers of the world, this is an essential activity. This is a much more essential activity than going to the grocery store. This is the bread of life. This isn't just the bread that you feed with and it helps you go on living this life. This is the kind of bread that you take and it helps you out in the next life. The bishop should be saying this. They're not saying this. They haven't been saying this. Do the bishops believe the faith that they represent themselves as having bought into? That's the question that comes to mind through all of this. That's the really shameful thing about all of this, and how Trump's speech, which again I think was probably delivered just out of political calculation, but nevertheless, you have this degenerate president who's lived. I say that because he's lived a degenerate life. He's done, he's been married 3 times. He's done numerous things that are not moral by the church's standards. But he's standing up for the church in a way that the church isn't standing up for itself, in a way that the representatives of the church are not standing up for the church. What in the world is going on here? Where are you, bishops? What is wrong with you guys? If I may address you as you guys. I'm not going to call you your eminences, not when you're not acting in a very eminent sort of manner. So for now, I'm just going to call you guys. I know that's maybe doesn't show you the proper respect of your office, but I don't care, because the way you've been behaving, you don't deserve the proper respect of your office, as far as I'm concerned. All right. Just my thoughts on the matter. Thanks for watching. My name's Andy Nowicki, altrightnovelist.com, lowstatusnovelist.blogspot.com. Check out my ongoing series, The Lockdown is a PSYOP, which can be found at affirmativeright.blogspot.com.